Wilhelm! Wilhelm!
The intense pain caused by the vomit touching the undetonated landmine made the boys scream in agony. Gore stood motionless, watching everything unfold, because on this beach, there were still thousands of landmines buried, waiting to be deactivated. No one knew if the next person to be blown up would be themselves. The officer, who had previously been indifferent, could no longer sit still. He came over and gave the boy an injection of sedative to calm him down temporarily. Soon, the car took him away from the site. The other boys inside the house also began experiencing severe stomach pains. Hell quickly confessed to the officer, admitting his mistake. Due to the lack of food, he had gone to a nearby farm the previous night to steal feed meant for the horses and shared it with the boys. This led to everyone becoming sick with stomach issues. The officer immediately drove to the farm to inspect.
Jeg siger til jer, at der ikke er noget spiseligt derinde, så er der det ikke.
Hvad er det her?
Ja, hvis det er det her, de har spist, så er det klart, de er blevet syge. Det er fuld af rollelort. Se her.
Hvad er det, der er så sjovt?
Så fik jeg alligevel ramt på nogle tyskere.
After identifying the cause of the illness, the officer ordered Sergeant Schumann to go to the beach and fetch a bucket of seawater. They made the boys drink it to induce vomiting, then used clean water to rinse away the bacteria from their bodies. Gradually, the boys began to recover. The next day, the officer drove to the military camp and inquired about William's condition. He was informed that the boy had already passed away. Perhaps out of guilt, the officer secretly brought a box of food back with him. The captain happened to see this and watched it closely. The officer tossed the bread at the door, telling the boys to eat. It had been days since they had proper food, and they quickly devoured it hungrily. To avoid delaying the mine-clearing progress, the officer lied, claiming that William had received treatment and was sent back to Germany. Believing the lie, the boys' faces lit up with joy. Then, the officer shifted his tone. Because they had lost one person, the team's progress had slowed. Therefore, each boy now had to clear 8 landmines per hour. Thanks to the demining tool invented by Schumann, their work efficiency improved significantly. In just one afternoon, they cleared an entire truckload of landmines. They began to hope for a better future, dreaming of returning to normal life. The next day, while clearing mines, Schumann discovered a trap mine, a type of landmine specifically designed to target engineers.
Ludwig! Stopp! Ludwig! Hier liegen 2 Minen übereinander! Werner! Hör auf zu arbeiten!
Mona didn't hear the warning. He was still celebrating having cleared a mine when suddenly, there was a loud explosion. Mona's brother witnessed the explosion and kept calling out his brother's name, but there was no response. The shadow of death once again loomed over the beach. The younger brother, emotionally shattered, calmed down only after the officer gave him an injection of sedative.
Werner finden, dann gehe ich mit ihm nach Deutschland und baue alles wieder auf. Ich baue alles wieder auf. Weil ist ja alles Schutt und Trümmer da. Es muss alles wieder aufgebaut werden.
The life and death of these boys had begun to affect the officer's emotions. The officer found Schumann and confessed that the boy William, who had been injured in the explosion, hadn't survived. Schumann said he had already known this. He had not exposed the lie because going home had become the boys' only mental support for staying alive. From then on, the officer no longer locked them up. He even started visiting the camp regularly to bring them food. Over time, the beach successfully cleared the first safety zone. The boys could now run freely on it, and they even held a football match. Everything seemed to be moving in a positive direction. But then, an explosion rang out. The officer's beloved dog fell into a pool of blood. He believed that the boys hadn't been careful in counting the mines, which had led to this tragedy.
Hol den Ball! Wie ein Hund! Mit dem Mund! Braver Hund. Sehr brav.